time is right. And I think, you know, if you are determined in life, if you work hard and if you don't give up, your time will come. You know, it might not be at that moment, it might not be, you know, a year from now, but you will get your time. And I think that's so important because I think so many people, things don't work out and then they give up and say, oh, I'm not capable, or, you know, success is really, I mean, it obviously has something to do with talent, but it also has to do with knowledge and experience and learning. And the more mistakes you make, the more you fall over. You know, I was, you know, really young and naive when I did all that. And but the more you fall over, the more successful you, the more capacity you have to become even more successful.
Agreed.
And this is for the average person. I know there's some people out there who are, you know, 18 running $1 million companies, but I think, but they have probably got a lot of money
They're the
behind them.
exception to the, yeah, I mean,
They have a lot of money, they have a lot of people behind them, and that's great. That's fab. But for the average person who wants to run a business, you're going to have to fail. You're going to have to fall over 100 times. And actually, the more you fail and the more you fall over, by God, if you keep going, the more and more success beyond your wildest dreams.
it's true. And I think that I'm going to go back to the those experiences that you had, because I think another reason, when I think about, my goodness, all the the obstacles and all the sort of the difficult times that I've had throughout my career, I look at it as, not only did I learn, but that's also an opportunity for me to pass down those lessons that I've
Absolutely.
learned to others that will help make their journey a bit easier also, because I think that's a key part of what we have to do.
Mm.
When you think about, when you look back on those things that went wrong, not so much to, you know, look back in the rear view mirror in terms of for you, but for others out there where it's like, wow, they could be going through, they might be going down a similar type of path.
Mm.
What are the things that you would have done differently that you would advise other people to do in similar situations? Because people, they're going to have issues where, yeah, you're going to deal with people where you think you can trust them, but my goodness, perhaps I would have done X, Y, and Z. Or a situation where, wow, I should have really protected this, or I should have done these steps first before moving on to the next step. So what are a couple of those things where it's like, you know what, do this versus what I did?
So, like I said, I would set a plan. I would do a small stage one, and I would always test what you're doing. So do a test. You know, there's no rush to pile a load of money into something to make it work. You know, unless you've got something that's, you know, 100% unique. You know, and if which case, please come to me. Come to us, and we will help you. We will help you build that. But if it's about setting stages and realistic expectations. I think as well, people think, oh, I'm going to run my own business and I'm going to be so successful. And I think there's a perception of success, and I think people see all these successful people, and I think a lot of people don't really talk about it. And I think you're right. We need to, and especially empower women, you know, to go and take control of their lives, to start small, build up stages slowly. Think about what marketing channels you have available to you for free, like Instagram, social media. Even for a small social media budget, you know, you can gain followers, you can, you know, gain people access to, and there's loads of different ways you can do business. And I think knowledge as well. You know, do your research, understand what the market's like, understand what's going on out there. If somebody screws you over, forget them. You know, that will come back to them tenfold. If you keep going and, you know, just be determined in what you want to do and don't lose sight of your goals, no matter what, whatever life throws at you. Like if I had given up after my business failed and maybe gone back to banking.
Oh gosh, let's not even go there. Yeah.
I mean, exactly. If I'd failed, gone back to banking, where would I be now? I'd be miserable.
Yeah, because
I would
people do have those doubts. I've had those doubts too, where I've taken a risk, I've made a jump, and it didn't work out, and it made me doubt myself for a second, where I was like, well, did I make a mistake leaving this job? Did I, you know, maybe I should go back into that industry? And I just kept on the path. And I think that's similar to what you're saying. keep on the path, because you don't want to you don't want to stumble on what you left behind. Like, leave it behind, move forward. And like, if I didn't keep forward and like focus on the future, and if I would have gone back, I would not be where I am. I would never have accomplished. I'd be stuck.
That's what I mean. And I definitely felt for 5 years that I was stuck. And although it's been a very challenging, period of time to get where I am now, actually now I kind of sit back, and not that I sit back. I mean, I've still got millions and millions of things to achieve in my life, and I'm excited about it, and some things will work and some things won't work, and that's fine. But I think if you keep on going, you will reach a point where you think, I did a 360. I absolutely turned this around. And it might not be, and also be flexible to your ideas. Don't, don't be arrogant. Don't let your ego determine
Yes.
who, what kind of business you should run. Don't let your ego, I think that's is a big problem for people. People want to do something that fits their ego, but doesn't actually fit what they're good at, or doesn't fit what the market is really asking for. And then that's why, that's how you can fail as well.
It's
If
not
you,
authentic. Yeah.
it's not authentic, exactly. It's driven by your ego. So those are kind of, I guess, my key points.